Hey everyone, and welcome to RUBIN'S Mind Lab, where we break down the latest research into what it really means. Ever wondered if the warnings about avalanches are actually understood by the people heading into the mountains? Today we're diving into a huge study that asked just that, looking at how we understand danger scales and why some words make a much bigger difference than others. But like anything, it needed a refresh. So researchers did a massive survey to see if the new warning words actually make sense to regular people, not just the experts who write them. They wanted to know if people understood the danger levels the way the forecasters intended, if it was easy to understand, and most importantly, if it clearly showed how much more dangerous things got from one level to the next. Think of it like this. Does moderate danger feel and act like a stepping stone to considerable danger, or is the jump too big or too small in our minds? They basically created a super detailed online survey. Imagine getting over 17,000 responses from people who love the outdoors, with most of them having tons of experience in the backcountry and even formal avalanche training. This wasn't just a random grab of people. These were folks who actually used this information. They tested different ways of describing avalanche danger across 4 levels, focusing on 2 key parts: how easily an avalanche could be triggered, and the potential size and impact. They even asked people to rank different danger statements and then rate how easy that task was for them. Now, for the avalanche occurrence, meaning how easy it is to set off an avalanche, the news was pretty good. All the different wording options they tested were ranked correctly by most people. This means that, generally speaking, people understood the order of danger from low to high. One of the key things they looked at was correctness. Did people put the danger levels in the right order? For the most part, yes. Even though they tried out different phrases, most people got the sequence right. They tweaked the wording, for instance, changing a few places to some places for moderate danger. And guess what? People understood the difference. However, one version, VJunesimp, which got rid of any mention of where avalanches might occur, was a bit weaker. It seems that knowing if danger is in a few places or many places actually helps people grasp the increasing risk. But here is where it got really interesting, the increased condition. This tested whether the wording conveyed how much the danger went up from one level to the next. This is super important because the jump from moderate to considerable danger is often where the most serious accidents happen. They found that changing a few places to some places at level 2 actually made the gap between moderate and considerable danger feel smaller to people. It shrunk the perceived difference, meaning people didn't see as big a jump in risk. This shows that even small word changes can affect how we perceive the escalation of danger. Now, let's talk about avalanche size and impact. This is where the results got really dramatic. They tested different ways of describing how big an avalanche could get and what kind of damage it could cause. One version, Vjun, which just used words like bury and kill, was actually pretty bad at helping people tell the difference between the lower danger levels. Why? Because it used the word kill at both level 1 and level 2, making them sound too similar. But then they tried adding size class words like small, medium, large, and very large. This made a huge difference. When they added these size words, the accuracy of understanding jumped from a mediocre 61% all the way up to a fantastic 95%. Not only did people understand it better, but they also found it much easier to read. It was rated 6.1 out of 7 for ease compared to just 4.7 for the version without size words. So clearly telling people this is usually small versus this can be very large is way more effective. The researchers also tested some common phrases that avalanche forecasters already use. They wanted to see if people understood what these phrases meant. For instance, generally safe avalanche conditions. Most people understood this didn't mean there was zero risk, but rather a very low chance of an avalanche. That's good communication. But some phrases didn't work as well. The phrase natural avalanches are not expected to occur, which is meant to signal low danger, was only understood as low danger by about 39% of people. A lot more thought it meant moderate danger. This shows that even phrases that sound clear can be misunderstood. And a lot of educational work is needed. So, what is the big takeaway here for avalanche warnings? Clarity is king. Using specific size words like small, medium, and larger makes a massive difference in how well people understand the danger. Also, be careful with impact words like kill at the lower danger levels, as they can obscure finer differences. The study also highlighted that language matters. The way people understood the warnings varied quite a bit between German, French, English, and Italian speakers. This means that when we communicate important safety information, we really need to consider the nuances of different languages and cultures. This research is fantastic because it really digs into how people actually process risk information. It shows that what seems obvious to an expert might not be to the public. The advice to name size classes and differentiate impact language at lower levels is super practical. While the exact wording they tested might have been tweaked since the survey, the core lessons are clear. We need clear descriptive language that helps people understand not just the order of danger, but the magnitude of the increases. Future research could explore how visual aids alongside these text descriptions might further enhance comprehension, especially across different cultural backgrounds. It's a reminder that science communication is an ongoing process, constantly needing to adapt to make sure vital information is understood by everyone who needs it. What do you think about these findings? Does it make sense that adding size words made such a big difference? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to RUBIN'S Mind Lab for more fascinating research, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the human mind. Thanks for watching and stay curious.